Hello, my lovely people, Angelina, Sparkling Deva, and this card reading is about the high incoming energies at the moment. Now we are in the early stages still, but still we are in the build up of the Lionsgate energies. And the energies after the summer solstice are usually, really high, because then after the summer solstice we are on our way to the Lion's Gate, which is on the 8th of August every year, and that's the most powerful portal that we have every year. And because that portal is so powerful, so intense, I decided that I want to do, I hope it's going to work out, it depends on my neck, so I want to do regular readings to help you, guide you through this process, through this period of time. And it can be great, this entire period, and it can be not so great depending on where you are on your path, how it affects you, the incoming energies, which is different every year as well. And I think also has a lot to do with how much you've already let go of and cleared and cleansed, etc., etc. And like I said, it's still early days, and we still have the day out of time to come. That's the 25th of July. And usually after that, the day after that, directly after that, we get in the full build-up of the Lionsgate energies. So on the 26th, it will usually really get going, And then, so there is then from the 26th, a week and a half, until we get to the peak of the Lionsgate, which is on the 8th of August. And then after that, it will begin to slowly close again, that portal. But that also takes time. So if you are affected in not very pleasant way, it usually takes until mid-August before the energies, have subsided. And for that portal to be fully closed again. It really is a major portal. If you wish, you can research it yourself on Google. Add some spiritual words to it if you search it, because if you just type in Lionsgate, you get some stuff on a place somewhere that's called the Lionsgate, or the movie company, the Lionsgate, and that's not going to help you, of course. So you have to add some spiritual words to it, and you can also, that's the easiest, I think, that I know has a lot of information on it, is Celia Fenn with FENN, and she is at the moment also posting very regular updates on the energies of what's going on. And of course, she also talks about the Lionsgate to great depth. So if you wish to know more in that sense, that's the easiest actually, to just look up her, Google her, right? Her name, and then Lionsgate or something. Anyhow, this is the first reading I'm going to do. I hope I get around to doing a couple more to guide you through this entire process of, the build-up of the energies towards to the Lionsgate, and what it's going to be about for you, where you are at the moment, and so on and so forth. I have 3 choices, but today we're going to look at where you are right now, what it will bring you. It's just a 1 card reading. It's my new deck by Kyle Gray. Free advertising here all the time, I think. Bloody hell, I'm not making any money off my channel. If you wish to donate, I'll put in a link in the description, a PayPal me link. I would appreciate that because it helps keep me going and buy these decks all the time, right? Because I'm not making any money off this channel, and I'm not employed because of my neck injury, so it would help me tremendously, even small donations. In any case, this is the new deck I got in. It resonated unbelievably. Just it's yeah, I was just called to it and I bought it. And Gateway of Light Activation Oracle, and it's brilliant. I've been working with it for a bit, also for other people, so I can also get the hang of it and feel for the cards. And I decided to just do a 1 card reading, and so we're going to use that deck to look at where you are, or what you are going to learn, or what you can learn from this portal. So for the numbers 1, I have petrified wood slab with the bark still on it. And I'm not certain if you can see, just look at that, it's really beautiful. And here, this is a top quality honey calcite from Pakistan, I believe, and these are so wonderful because there are, if I turn that in the light, there's rainbows in it, and this is honey calcite. Honey, I'm so sorry. There we go. Focus. Chocolate calcite. A chocolate calcite sphere. I felt called to these crystals, so if you want to, you can also look up what they do, these crystals, of the set you want, of the crystal you feel called to. It is typical, just look at the colors, the color scheme of these crystals is all brown, orangey, in here as well, right? Reddish, orangey, red, yeah. And yeah, typical. Don't know why, probably a lot to do with grounding. Maybe grounding is very important for every one of us, and the honey calcite in the middle is also especially the second chakra, which is about expressing yourself, being authentic, and your emotions, and so on and so forth. So maybe if these the crystal that appeals to you most, maybe you wish to look into that as well. In any case, please make your choice. I'll remove the crystal so you can focus on the cards for the people who prefer that, because the crystals are quite large and you couldn't see the cards really even. So 1, 2, or 3, and I'll see you at the reading of your choice. Right, numbers 1, I really want to put the crystal with it, the petrified wood, so I'm going to move the card over. And again, kind of similar colors, you know, it's quite amazing. We see also the browns and oranges and in the card. For you, we have holes of learning, and yeah, the holes of learning, there used to be only 7 holes of learning. And after the cosmic moment of 2012, Lord Kutumi, Ascended Master Kutumi, took over the halls of learning, the etheric retreats where you get universities basically, and he added a couple to them. There are now 12 different halls of learning where you can go to, like a hole of balance, a hole of unconditional love, etc., etc. There are 12 different ones now that you can go to learn more, to become a master in a certain aspect, etc. So I wanted to give you that extra information because that's from Diana Cooper. That's not in this book, and right. But it might be nice to know there is not just the one hole of learning, and each hole has a specific color as well. And I haven't looked it up, but like for instance, I would assume that the hole of unconditional love is likely associated to pink. I'm not certain. Like I said, I didn't look it up, but that would make sense, right? So they have a different color. and likely also related to a different cosmic ray. But anyhow, let's get into your message. What for you is important during this Lionsgate period and the build up, so you might already notice that now, is learning, growth, learning. You are on a path of great learning, it says even. And it could be that there's two things to this. It could be that you're facing difficult circumstances, and if that's the case, then you're being called to look at what you have learned about yourself. And if you're still feeling overwhelmed by a certain event or a person or whatever, or wondering why is this happening to me, then you can call on your spirit guides or source or whomever you prefer to call on, like to call on, to reveal to you what the pattern is, why it is happening, which wound or trauma contributed to that, right? To that challenge, so that you can then deal with it better. And if on the other hand side you're not experiencing any challenging energies, so this is what I said in the introduction, right? For some people the Lionsgate time is going to be brilliant. For other people it can be very challenging, and I mean really challenging, also physical. I've had years where I was completely non-functional because of it. It was so intense. In the last 3 to 4 years, it hasn't been nothing but brilliant for me. So it's really, and that seems to come up in this card, these two different experiences. So if you're not experiencing challenging energies and situations, then that means that you have already made great progress on your journey. And so much so that your perspective has shifted, and then because of that, you can then view every challenge with as a window of opportunity, as a learning experience. That's really very different. And you can also do that if you are experiencing troubled times and difficulties. Like ask yourself, not just what you look back, what you've already learned, but you can also ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What is the lesson in this? And then call on angels or unicorns, whatever you work with, to help you through that. So in general, the Halls of Learning, this card indicates that your spiritual gifts are developing at this time. And I think for most who chose this, it's going to be like, it's not such a challenging time. You may experience a few bumps in the road here and there, but then you are able, because you've come so far, to look at it as opportunities, as lessons, and it's not going to really greatly affect you, I don't think. So that's that. And then that part that your spiritual gifts are developing, that's really important as well. I think that that's growth, right? It's expansion, and that's absolutely wonderful. So that's the message I have for you for now. And like I said, I will be back with more. That's at least my intention, because for me, I always find this a very important time myself as well. And I feel maybe you should indeed look up the qualities of petrified wood. I've never said that ever, I don't think, with any reading it through the years, but it somehow feels important. I don't know by heart. So, but in a way it's also flow, right? A tree. There's also a flow of energies and nourishment and sap through the trees, and to keep it growing and to get it, And also normally you have these rings of growth, of expansion, of learning, you could say then, right? So, I would invite you to look into that. It might add a bit extra to the reading. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. All right, numbers 2. You have the Earth Star activation card. Now, in case you don't know what the Earth Star is or where it is, I'll just briefly explain it. You have your root chakra, which is where we used to always ground ourselves in the roots. And but there is another chakra that's not on the body. That's the Earth Star chakra. It's about 30 centimeters below you in the earth. So if you're standing, it would be some 30 centimeters underneath your feet in the ground. And when you're still at a 3D level, energy, dimension, it's black. It's like a black ball. But when you start to awaken, it becomes more like hematite, gray. And when you get more into the fifth dimensional, or the higher layers of the fourth, and then also in the beginning of the fifth dimensional, it becomes a shimmering silver ball. And it can also, if you work with it, it can expand, it can become huge, really. And so it might be interesting to tune into that and look at it, what it looks like, without any judgment, without willing it to become shimmering silver. Just look at it, and what it looks like. And if you do that regularly, you will likely also see that sometimes it goes back and forth a little bit. Sometimes it will be more of a darker silver, more towards that hematite. And then other times when you're really in high energies, very aligned, etc., it will indeed be a shimmering silver. So it could also still go back and forth a little bit, depending on how you're doing and so on and so forth. And now we are able, because for most people, this is certainly people busy with all this energy work, etc., it is activated to some level, and it's possible because of that to ground in the Earth Star, and that's a far deeper grounding. And so you might also want to try that, to try and feel that, right? Not stop at the root chakra, but go deeper, some 30 centimeters under you in the ground. And it doesn't matter if you're in an apartment building on the first floor of your home or whatever. It doesn't matter, okay? That's so don't break your head over that. It doesn't matter at all. And see what that feels like if you ground there in the Earth Star chakra. Now, on the card, it is a bit of a dark figure, so I will explain briefly as well. There's Isis, actually, and a Merkaba above her, so it's not a freaky figure or anything. I actually find it a bit of an ill-chosen depiction of Isis, but still. Your message, that's because she's in the underworld there. That's why it's like that. But in any case, your message is that it's not a time to rush. So if you've been wondering or are going to be wondering soonish, right, in the coming time, if it's time for you to move forward, then know that it is not. The message is to stay put for now, or pretty soon, right? This is also for what's coming soonish for you. And because important information is about to be revealed for you, so you have to wait and stand strong. And also, even if there's not very important information coming to you, but it's a time of integration right now, and also for rest. So not a time of pushing forward and taking action and going after things. So it's just rest and be solid and strong in your grounding, preferably in your Earth Star, not action, and integrate and rest and stay put. And you can also then, if you're in that vibe, you can also go within, dive deep, and find wisdom that lies within you that can guide you through the coming situation, the coming portal, and the energies as well. And then it says also that you have far more strength than you realize, but you may not feel that or sense that if you keep rushing and are very busy. Often we have to just slow down, take time out, and then you can feel that you do have strength, and then you can also tap into it, tune into it. So, and again, it's really peculiar. I don't think I've ever had that to this extent with the reading and crystals. The orange of the honey calcite, well, we see that here as well. Yeah, funny. The crystals really seem to mean something with this reading. So if you want to know more, I would invite you to look into the honey calcite as well. It might add an extra something, extra layer to your reading. But this is what I have for you right now. And like I said, the idea is to be back soon with more information and readings on the Lionsgate portal. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye. All right, number 3, we have for you the Merkaba activation card. Ascension, transcendence, you are rising up. Now the Merkaba is what you see there depicted, the 6-pointed star, only the Merkaba is not flat, right? It's a 3-dimensional 6-pointed star, and a tetrahedron, I suppose you call that in English, yeah, is what it's called. And it's actually, they call that a light body. If you are aligned spiritually, energetically, the Merkaba around you, your light body around you, will start to spin. And if you really are aligned, it will start to spin really, really fast. And by that, it creates a sphere of light around you, like a bubble, basically, right? And then you can, there's very protective, very high energy, and then you can move between dimensions. And well, I'll leave it at that, right? And so it's really very beautiful. And for you, the message at the moment, or very soonish with this build up, is that your vibration and energy is rising, and you are in the space of ascension, and you might get a lot of downloads and codes and stuff coming in. We all do during the Lionsgate and all portals. But for you, it will stand out. Otherwise, it wouldn't come up. And it's also maybe important to know, because years ago you came across information that the ascension process was about ascending to the heavens, right? Leaving the planet. Well, it's not. That's not what the current ascension process is about at all. The ascension process is about living heaven on earth, creating heaven on earth in a physical body, which means that you, during the ascension process, is finding and keeping harmony within. And while you're still in a body, you're not going to rise up to the heavens. We're going to create heaven on earth. That's the idea of this entire ascension process that we're in. And so finding harmony within, and that could require, I'm not saying that's going to be the case, I don't know, it could require cleansing and clearing. But I do feel, because it says that the Merkaba, the light body, is very protective as well, very strong protective light body around you. It might not really affect you in a bad way, that you start to feel like completely shattered, or not in that sense. I don't think. I'm not certain, because I'm not feeling either, really. So it might be that it varies for this group, but I don't think so. And In any case, you're going to be um, supported. You can connect to light beings and spirits, etc., if you need help. And your intuition as well, your higher self, your intuition, that if it gets a bit tricky at some point, so then take a time out to tune in to your intuition, or ask the angels, or whatever that feels best for you. And you might then receive guidance, what is best to do to get you through that sticky phase. Maybe it's just resting more, going to bed a bit earlier, or drinking more water, or eating more greens, or whatever. It can be really very simple, but you might not know it unless you tune in to your guidance, your inner guidance in your heart, your intuition, or if that is difficult, call on your guardian angel, or the angels, an archangel, whatever, right? And I'm saying whatever because we all have our favorite ways of doing that, or calling on something, a light being that works for us best. Yeah, and do pay attention to information or energies, downloads that you are receiving. And often that is not even very consciously, but you will be receiving quite a lot during this time. But sometimes you may know stuff, and then don't brush it off the table. Nah, that's nonsense. Even if you can't place it really completely, know that it's real, and at some point later on, you might, it might sink in. So don't brush it off. And yeah, you are moving up a level. That's the most important message, actually. You are moving up a level, and it is time to fly, right? And you can do that with that light body as well. I think maybe a number of you are also going to do that during this time. With that light body, right? Because with that light body, if it starts spinning around you, the Merkaba light body, you can go places energetically, right? And so you could also then retrieve information, travel to places. Maybe that happens when you sleep, or during meditations, that you suddenly notice, hey, wow, I'd never had this before. You are moving up a notch. So now I do get a sense of what's going to happen. I think for most of you, it's going to be beautiful. You might actually really have be in awe, awesome experiences if you take the time to sit in nature or meditate or whatever, right? If you keep busy, working, well, then it can't really happen. So, yeah. I hope that resonates with you, and that you can somehow feel like, yeah, I'm ready for that. I'm ready to move up a level. I've done so much, and bring it on, kind of thing. Yeah, I think for you it's gonna be brilliant. I'm sorry it took a bit, but suddenly I feel this connection now. So, yeah, well, this is it. This is what I have for you. You're going to move up a level, and I think for most of you it's going to be brilliant. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.